Draw a samurai sword from its sheath. Isn't it a great experience if you can draw a good old samurai sword out of its sheath? With its ancient origins, handling a samurai can bring out a lot of sense to you. This is true whether you are an owner of a sword for ornamental purposes or a martial arts enthusiast that is after the weapon's functionality. No matter what your purpose is in an attempt to pull out a sword from a sheath, it is important that you observe extreme caution. Improper mishandling of the weapon can hurt you. Hence, it is necessary that you know how to properly take it out of its sheath. So before you take that sword out, read these guide first, not only to properly draw but also to safely draw a sword out of a sheath. Dress up appropriately. Though it is not required that you wear a traditional Japanese attire when drawing the sword out of its sheath, this can be considered just so you can feel the moment. What is required from you here is that you wear a sash or an obi around your waist where you can place the sheath and sword securely. Secure the sword and the sheath. Fasten the sheath securely with the obi or sash that is around your waist. This is very important so that the sheath will stay in place even when you have already pulled out the sword. However, ensure that the sheath can still be moved up slightly to support you when you are to draw the weapon. Once this is observed, position the sword facing up so that it can be drawn in a striking position right away. Hold the sheath. Grasp the sheath, point it downward, and lift it up using your left hand slightly. This will make drawing out of the sword easier for you. Draw out the samurai sword. Grab the sword's handle using your right hand while your left hand is still holding the sheath. Keep the knuckles of your right hand on top of the sword's handle so you can conveniently swing it to chopping motion right after it is pulled from the sheath. Then, quickly pull the samurai sword out of the sheath. Perform your techniques. If you know how to chop or cut with the samurai sword, do it at this point. However, you can simply sway it but in a very careful manner. Don't take the sword too near your body to avoid yourself from being hurt by its sharp blade. Bring back the weapon to the sheath. Hold the sword's sheath using your left hand again, slightly lifting it up. Then, gently and carefully slide the samurai sword back into its place and adjust the sheath properly in the sash or obi once the sword is in. Keep the sword in a secure place if you will not be using it again for the day. Safety is very important to be observed when drawing a sword out of its sheath. Bear in mind that the samurai can be very sharp, that it can cut flesh to the worst possible level you can imagine. Hence, You should practice extreme caution before, during, and after your encounter with any samurai sword.